Hey YouTube, this is a 2014 3500 Ram. It has that got 101,000 miles on it right now. She's kind of hurting. I was wondering if anybody could help me, kind of diagnose, what might be happening here. I actually put her in 9 feet of water in 2017, and she hasn't liked me since. So I'm going to start her up. I'm going to show you exactly what she does, and hopefully you guys can help me, diagnose this. I had it on a scanner. A buddy of mine, he said, oh, it looks like an actuator problem. I took it up to AutoZone. They said, oh, it could be this, could be that. I can't remember the codes. I'm going to repost that in the comments here later when I go back up there. But I don't want to purchase an actuator if that's not the problem. So I'm going to start her up and show you what she does. So first off, we're having a problem with this. And it is cold, but it'll do it in the summertime too, when she sits overnight. But now she's getting to the point if she only sits half the day. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's bad now. Let's look at the engine. She's kind of chugging. Kind of running smooth today for some reason, not sure why. Let me show you, really no blow by. Nothing coming out the dipstick. And then here it comes again. Now she's gonna she's going to do this until the temperatures on the truck reach about 100 and some degrees. And this truck is tuned, and it does actually, it's trying to read a knock sensor right now, so the engine light's on. And I've actually had that, retuned once before, but it keeps popping up. Supposed to be having an actuator problem, but I'm not quite sure if that's the case, because they said it could be a ground, it could be a turbo speed sensor. She runs like a raped ape still. I mean, it doesn't have a problem there. It's not quite that cold out, but when she is colder out, engine's struggling a little bit. She's going to kick up the RPM right now. And like I said, she's going to do this. And as you can see, she's smoking pretty good. I'm not quite sure, exactly what's doing it, but I've actually since I've done this, put another 50,000 miles on it. And before she would sit all night, and it would just do it in the morning, but it seems to be getting a little bit worse, as more miles get put on. I don't believe that it's injectors. When the scanner went on it, my buddy put, it didn't read anything about any injectors being bad. let's go check the temperature out real quick on the truck. She runs her oil about 201, 200. Temperatures depending on the coolant's usually 183 to 200. They usually stay right about the same. I noticed my RPMs, it might be me. I might have fixed that. We'll get to that later if we need to. But she's at 73 degrees. I don't lose any oil. I am losing antifreeze. But like I showed you, there's no blow-by. She's had 5 oil changes since that. The dealership says there's nothing in your oil. I'm thinking it's the turbo actuator. And this is the antifreeze that leaks overnight into the turbo that's burning off. I'm not quite sure how the actuator works. I'm new to diesel. But I'm believing this is antifreeze, and I would like your guys' opinion on that, you know, before I go out and purchase a, you know, I can get one fairly cheap, about $300. But even before that, you know, I thought I'd put this video up to see what you guys thought. I'd really appreciate your intake on that, and hopefully come up with a solution, you know, for sure. Like I said, you can see her, she's running, and there's still no blow-by that I can see. No blow-by. As you can see, she has no top. She's rated 125 over. So yeah, drop some comments. Give me a little bit of feedback on what you guys think. It seemed let me mention on the driver's side a little bit, it sounds like sometimes that a bearing's spinning if I go to get on it, if she's still cold a little bit. I don't know what that could be. But yeah, I love this truck. I'll never buy a Dodge or Chevy ever again. I test drove 15 Fords before I bought this truck. And I jumped in this one and she became my best friend. Everything that's happened to her was inflicted by me. She's been a great truck. See, we're at 98 degrees. Oil pressure's holding at 52 because she's kicked down. Now you can kick her down. You can kick her down there. Running smooth. You know, no issues. You can see how the smoke's dissipating at about 98 degrees. If I romp on her, she'll still blow a little bit of that smoke, that color. So it seems like if I'm just cruising normal speeds and everything, it seems like the antifreeze is building up a little bit. So the leak seems to be getting, you know, a little bit worse. But once I romp on her a couple times and clean it out, then she'll roll coal. So I don't think it's electronical because it wouldn't be blowing this blue smoke out unless it is the actuator, and I believe it allows the antifreeze to go through that. I'm not quite sure how it works. It looks like the actuator does have rubber seals on it. So just go ahead, see, she's still just a little bit smoky. When the RPMs come back up, we'll see if see, we're at 102 now. My oil pressure is still at 50. It's probably because it's still 82 degrees. I know it's been taking longer, it seems, for the oil pressure to go down. That's not an issue. I'd rather have a little bit of high oil pressure than none at all, I guess. But yeah, you can see the engine lights on. That's because I was getting an air code that I'm going to drop in the comments about the, I believe I told you about the turbo speed sensor, the ground, so on and so forth. RPMs are kicking back up. See how she's still blowing some smoke. When she drives, this will go away. But at an idle, she'll keep blowing it for a while. So she's fully warmed up. I think it's because the oil pressures. And when another thing is when she's kicking, when her RPMs go up, they're not going back down now. They manually have to be done by me hitting the brake. And she seems to be doing it all the time now, where I don't believe she did that when I first got her. I think it went high, then it went down, and then it kicked back up. But now it's just constant until I hit the brake. So, yeah. Fill in some comments, man. Help me figure this out so I can go spend some money and I can make her a happy truck like she's made me. Thanks, guys.